Hey there, it's me, back at it again with yet another update video that absolutely nobody will see, or even care about, or one that won't even get all that much attention, but hey, it's what's expected for the platform, to be expected with the job, and YouTube as a whole. So, oh well. I want to try and make this update video as quick as I can, or not too long, but we all know ahead of time how that's going to turn out whenever I say these kind of things, so let's just get right into it. So first things first, yes, I am completely fine. I know that because of the situation that is COVID, that everyone's kind of on edge and worried right now, especially in regards to some of the content creators online. I know that a lot of people have digressed and stated how they are near the beginning of this, but, I mean, as if me still uploading wasn't enough as a hint, yes, I am completely fine. Things are a little bit more shut in than usual, a bit more crowded, to say the least, but as an introvert, this really isn't all that new. It's pretty much how I would go about any other day that doesn't have all that much happening in it. So, if anything, this is kind of normal for me, just kind of being stuck inside like this. Aside from me, I do hope that everybody who's going through this right now, every single one of us, that we can all hopefully make it out of this the best we can. Because we are currently living in a history-defining moment right here. And who honestly knows what's going to happen next. But I know that we're all here because of that thumbnail and the title. That a majority of the people who are going to be watching this are those who are going to be asking the exact same question. Where the hell is BlazBlue Story Explained Part 5? Where the hell is it? And, there's no easy way I can say this, to be honest. But, I've kind of fallen out of interest with the series. Not the BlazBlue series, mind you. Just the series that I do. I don't exactly feel the most confident in making it. And I don't even feel like as if I want to make it anymore. But I'm also conflicted, to say the least. Like, these are some of my most best performing videos. Out of my entire channel, these are some of the highest viewed videos. And pressure's really on for me. You know, the first episode of the series is still one of my highest viewed videos of all time. It's that ridiculous. And it feels like every day or every week, I keep getting more and more comments. Not even on the newest episode, just the series as a whole commenting about it, which really goes to tell how big of a massive success this was for my channel and how it overall impacted me. But that's also kind of the problem. The expectations. You know, all the people loving the series, saying that it helped them out, and that it's really insightful, wondering where the next part is, wondering what I'm going to talk about next, or what I can help them understand with. Those expectations can be crushing. They inflict a lot of pressure, and it doesn't help considering the amount of time it's been. Like, to give clarification, the notes that I made for Part 4 and Part 5, back when I was still planning on doing a Part 5, the last time I fully edited and utilized that document was in June of last year. June 14th, to be exact. I have spent more than half a year away from this series, letting these documents gather dust and letting the expectations pile onto me even more. Now, in all fairness, can I be responsible for it in a way? Absolutely. Maybe if I didn't wait as long to get around to Part 5 as I am now, maybe I wouldn't be feeling this emotion right now, this uncertainty. Maybe if I just made Part 5 like a month or two afterwards, everything would be completely fine, but I didn't, and now I'm having to deal with this. And I'm left wondering, if I do pick this back up, what the hell am I going to do? I'm going to have to somehow sort through all these notes, create a new script, try to get back into the flow and rhythm of this already conflicting and always changing series. which you can tell just by looking at the first episode and now going to the latest. The jump between the 4 episodes is insane, and I'm gonna have to try and get back into that if I even do decide to make an episode 5. It doesn't help that it's like, BlazBlue story is complicated. That's no dud to anybody who's been on my channel or even in the BlazBlue community. It's one hell of a hole to get yourself into. So to try and just all of a sudden get back into it to create the, I guess, final part in a series that everybody's waiting on when it's almost been a year? That's insane. And I try to hold myself to the principle of YouTube and content makers in general, where do what you enjoy. I try to live by that motto as much as I can. It's what I say to other people who are inspired in one way or another to make YouTube content. That's the first piece of advice I give to them, and that's one I try to live by as well. And I just want to boil it down to that right now and say that's just it. But it isn't. It again comes back to the comments, where I'm still receiving comments to this day, even all the way back to the first video, of people saying that this series helped them out. That what I said and how I did the video helped them understand the story of BlazBlue, maybe even appreciate the franchise and its storytelling in a whole new light. Help them out a little bit on maybe a confusing piece of detail they never understood. I get encouragement from all this, and I feel like as if I owe a debt in some way, but I have an unfinished score, so to speak. But I know that there are people who look up to me, to these videos, and looks up at them for guidance, I guess, I don't know. And I know for a fact that not everyone's gonna be mad at me. Not everyone's gonna be mad at me. But I know that there are definitely gonna be some people out there who are gonna be saddened and disappointed, maybe even dislike and unsubscribe if I do make the decision of never making part 5. I'm just kind of uncertain about this series as a whole. I keep looking at my channel and the kind of content I do. I especially look back on the content that I enjoyed, not just in regards to getting it out there and seeing how it reacts with the viewers, but also the enjoyment I had in the editing and making it as a whole. The steps where it wasn't a complete product. And I just have to think to myself, are these videos actually fun? Are they legitimately fun to do? Do I enjoy or get some sense of satisfaction from each step in the procedure? Do I feel giddy at having little musical bits sync up well with a dramatic piece of dialogue and one picture that I have of this entire scene that has a little fade in and fade out, as well as slowly zooming in or out? Do I feel as happy as I do there in something like my Frontier Countdown, and how I delivered something like, say, the number 1 entry? Do I feel the same sense of gratification in my BlazBlue videos? And I'm gonna have to be honest, kind of not. And that's not even considering all the wikis and articles and pieces of lore that I have to dig through and organize all into one comprehensive style, much less make it interesting to my style and who I am. And that's another thing, like, even disregarding the satisfaction and fun, I've noticed as of recently, or just clicking with me, that I really enjoy doing content in which I can voice my opinions, where I can create a focal piece of discussion, where I can actively talk and share with the audience on what I think about a subject, or some of my favorite or least favorite things, in a way. Talk about something that works, or something that doesn't work, and creating a discussion around it, or analyzing something. I love that. And in the same way, I also like sharing my experiences, my reactions to things in my style, which is why I do the gameplay videos and the highlights and all that. You know, there's something so visceral and raw about the first reaction to something, or even more so, a group of people, my group, you know, Draven, Quentin, all of them, and Lynn, and us doing stupid shit in Monster and having hilarious moments or whatever. I love that. I genuinely love editing those videos. In these recent batch of videos I've been working on in the background, for a recent stream through I did on Twitch, these have got to be some of my favorite highlights and Let's Play videos I've ever done. I'm dead serious, I loved it. It was a lot of footage to sit through, and a lot of decisions to make in terms of editing. Sometimes I didn't even know what to put as, say, the music track or whatever, but when I look back on it, even looking through it and editing, and seeing how it all comes together, I enjoy it so much. But I don't feel the same for getting one picture in a Blaze Blue Lore video, and then just gradually zooming it outwards for like a few seconds, while my dialogue and voice goes over it with some kind of dramatic music in the back as I retell a story. It's minimalist. Now, that's not to say having a minimalist design and approach is bad, but it's minimalist in what I want. And I don't feel comfortable with that, especially considering the recent content I've been making and what I can do. I feel I can do so much more, and that this is kind of restricting me. Knowing that I have this expectation to live up to, the inevitable part 5 that people are going to be asking about, or wondering how people are going to feel if I do abandon part 5, and knowing that there are people genuinely happy and excited about this series. Theoretically, if I do make it, what next? Because as I mentioned earlier, I intended this part to be the finale, so to speak, of it. Because, in all intents and purposes, this is the last episode, the last piece of lore that happens before the main games. This is the last piece of world building and background. This is the last of it until the games happen. So, if I do make this video, what next? Do I just cover the plots of the main games? That doesn't sound entertaining to me. I'm gonna be honest. Like, at least with the background lore, I'm having to piece together 4 games worth of lore, as well as manga, visual novels, whatever kind of media out there that Blaze Blue story and lore is dropped into. Like, even compared to that, with the games, I had to be literally going over the games. Which, if you want to know the game's plot, just play the games. It wouldn't be entertaining. It wouldn't be stimulating. It wouldn't be exciting. I am just reading aloud from an already written book. I know people enjoy that, I'm not discriminating, but for me personally, I like the discussion around the book, or piecing together what the book doesn't tell me, or stuff that the book might tell me, but maybe stuff that isn't exactly explained till later, and then trying to see how it all fits together by the end, and then seeing how the story is shaped around it. If that makes any sense. If what I'm saying even makes any sense. And I know I'm jumping all around the place, I know, from point to point, non-coherently. But on top of this, I know for a fact that I'm one of the few people out there who even do these kinds of videos for Blaze Blue. Yeah, you've got your story explained people for like comic books and all that. But where are the people doing this for Blaze Blue? Besides maybe 1 or 2 or a couple of figures that you may not even know of, it's basically just me. The one big guy doing it, so to speak, or quotes, big guy. And that's another thing I have to consider and feel as if it's weighing down my shoulders. Not just people's expectations, but also knowing that if I don't do this, who will? Maybe that's just my paranoia. Maybe that's just me thinking too hard. Maybe. I don't know. But I'm kind of at a crossroads right now. Lost for words. Where I really do want to move on, to be honest. And not be restricted by this burden. To do what I enjoy. I want to live by that principle with my content. But at the same time, in my head, I know it's more than just that to concern the issue with. It's all these other factors rolled up into one, where I have to consider not just my own perspective and the fun enjoyment and satisfaction I get from the video, as well as the process of even doing it, but also the people, the community, and YouTube as a whole. I have to consider that, and it's kind of soul-crushing. Maybe this is more simple than I really think. Maybe in due time this won't be a hard decision to make. But I'm hoping that with this video, with me getting this out there, that hopefully maybe you could shed some light on what you think I should do or your thoughts and perspective on this. Because at the moment, I'm uncertain. I don't know how to feel, and I feel like the more I leave this on the back burner, unaddressed, the more it's just gonna build up in my mind and eventually just kind of spill out. So I like to at least get it done sooner rather than later, or at least figure out what I'm gonna do. Now that's not to say I'm done with BlazBlue content as a whole, hell no. Even disregarding BlazBlue lore, I've been having a couple of ideas as of late. Considering that analytical or opinion-based sides of me, where I want to discuss and share what I think as well as engross others into conversation. I've been having a couple of ideas for that in regards to the games. Might get those out in the future, but this may be the end of Story Explained, and if it is, please try and understand. Please, I understand if you are angry, if you are sad, depressed, I understand wholeheartedly, and I leave you to think of what you will. But since this video has dragged on long enough, longer than necessary, I may as well present a few cliff notes and end this video right here, right now, with the other stuff to expect from my channel. As I commented earlier, I am working on, and in fact have even rendered out and have the MP4 files ready for my new series of highlight videos of a stream through I recently did on Twitch. And I have no clue when these videos will be going live, because they are ready, yes, but I would like to at least space them out a little bit in between big uploads, which I know for a fact, knowing me and how things like this work out, isn't gonna work out in the long run, especially considering how long it takes me sometimes to make big videos. But I'm gonna try, and if not, oh well, maybe one or two of these highlight videos a week. And I really hope you guys are looking forward to this, because I know that I love the game that I did a stream through of, and I love some of the edits and highlights I made to it. Some of my proudest and finest work yet in regards especially to highlights, and I'm looking forward to see how all of you react to that. And concerning that game, I am considering making a couple of countdowns and big videos relating to it, because I am doing multiple playthroughs of it right now to get everything, more footage and more playtime and perspective on some of the topics I'm going to discuss, and to try and verify or think about some of my opinions on these topics. And whenever I get done with this process, I'm going to be working on those videos without a doubt. So those are going to be the next few projects you're going to have to look forward to. And I hope you look forward to it as well. It's going to expand my content more to new audiences, especially considering the content I already have. And I really am looking forward to see how people react. Aside from that, the Elatreon update for Monster Iceborne is coming out in May. We don't know when specifically, but it is coming out in May. And you can bet your ass I am going to make at least a first reactions video, unedited basically, of me and the group's reactions. I mean, it's freaking Elatreon. Of course we are. And if that doesn't work, or if the stream in question turns out to be a bit special, then I might just make a highlights of it. And that'll be interesting. So yeah, Iceborne gameplay videos and highlights will continue as usual. Aside from that, I've been kind of putting on the back burner some Devil May Cry content, even though I've only done 2 stream videos, and I want to get more stuff out of the way. It's just right now I'm preoccupied with Monster Iceborne and all this other stuff. So when I do have a chance, I will be making some videos and even countdowns relating to Devil May Cry. No surprise there. But it might take some time, especially considering the fact that it's 5 games worth of content and footage and scripting to shift through. So it might take a while to even get to that. And aside from all of that, as I've already mentioned before, yes, I do stream, and I'm just going to say this right now, even though that barely anybody is going to be viewing this video at this point. But if you want more consistent uploads from me, or at least content, then I highly encourage you to go over to my Twitch. It's engraved in my literal channel banner, right there. You can see it right there, the text right there. But I put a link to it at the bottom of every single one of my video descriptions. But I'm going to address it again here, because I know for a fact that the YouTube wait for content is lawn, especially considering me. And I know for a lot of people it's unfair and that some people are going to dip out and that there are going to be some dry seasons with how long some of these videos may be in production. So I'm just saying right now, if you want more consistent content from me or just to know more from me on a weekly basis, head over to my Twitch because I am going to be streaming at least once every week. So yeah, if you want more consistent content from me, then head over to there immediately and follow me if you want to and can. That would be really appreciated. But yeah, that's all that I have time today to talk about. Or I could talk about more, but I don't want this video to drag on longer than necessary than it already has. So I'm just going to end it here. Please comment down below. Let me know your thoughts and perspectives on this situation I have right now. And I thank you all, even if I do end up ending the series, I just want to let you know, thank you. Thank you for making these videos some of my biggest successes. Thank you for giving me so much encouragement and support. And thank you as well to the critiques and critics out there. As much as it kind of pains me to still get comments like that, even on my first video, when it's been that long ago, they do help me become a better creator and person as a whole on YouTube. So I still have to thank them. I have to thank every single one of you who stuck by me through the series, through the long gaps and the short ones, whatever it may be. Thank you all. And if this is the end, it's been a ride. And hopefully whatever is next leads to greener and brighter pastures. But with all that said, I thank you all for watching. I have been the Monarch of Dragons, and I hope you all have a fantastic day/night wherever you live. Peace.